We step outside on a clear night, look up, and feel incredibly small. It is easy to view human beings as isolated, terrestrial entities shortly after the Big Bang. The cosmos back then was entirely barren. There were no planets, no oceans, and no biology. There was only raw energy and the simplest possible atoms, hydrogen, along with a trace of helium. The complex materials required for life, carbon, oxygen, iron, did not exist yet. They had to be manufactured. Gravity gathered enormous clouds of that early hydrogen, crushing them together until the pressure and heat grew so intense that the core ignited. Inside these extreme stellar furnaces, simple hydrogen atoms fused into helium, helium into carbon, and carbon into oxygen. When the most massive of these early stars ran out of fuel, they collapsed and triggered catastrophic explosions called supernovae. These violent deaths forged even heavier elements and blasted those newly minted materials across empty space, seeding the clouds that would eventually form planets. Human beings are literal, physical expressions of the universe. The iron in your blood and the calcium in your bones are recycled stellar debris, forged in fires that burned out long before the Earth existed. Every cell in your body is a record of this cosmic journey. Realizing that we are built from stardust leads to a baffling scientific mystery. Why is the universe capable of creating stars and forging complex elements at all? The physical laws of our universe operate with extreme precision. If we visualize these laws as a set of mechanical dials, we can test what happens when we adjust them. Take gravity. If there were even a fractional decrease in gravity, gas clouds would simply drift apart. Stars would never ignite, and the universe would remain dark. We see the same fragility with other physical laws. If you make microscopic alterations to the strong nuclear force, atoms can no longer hold together. The chemical bonds required for biological life become completely impossible to form. This is the fine-tuning problem. The universe appears to be rigged with the exact mathematical constants required to build us. The odds of a single universe possessing these specific conditions by pure chance are staggeringly low, which means physics needs an explanation. Searching for an answer to this fine-tuning paradox drove physicists to look beyond the limits of our observable reality. It led to a radical scientific proposal, the multiverse. The origins of this concept actually stem from quantum mechanics, where the microscopic world operates on strict probabilities rather than hard certainties. Before a quantum system is measured, it exists in multiple possible states at once. For decades, the great mystery was trying to explain how the simple act of observing a system seemingly forces it to collapse into a single, random reality out of all those possibilities. In the 1950s, physicist Hugh Everett proposed a mathematically startling alternative. He suggested that the wave function never collapses at all. Instead, whenever a quantum event has multiple possible outcomes, every single possibility actually occurs simultaneously. Under this many worlds interpretation, the universe constantly and exponentially divides. In one branch, a particle goes left. In another, it goes right. The universe splits into non-interacting parallel realities for every choice and every quantum event. The mathematics imply that countless parallel universes must exist. Somewhere out there, entirely different historical events played out, and different versions of you made completely different life choices. While quantum mechanics gives us a multiverse at the microscopic level, modern cosmology provides a mechanism for it on a massive macroscopic scale through the theory of cosmic inflation. Cosmic inflation suggests that space can expand at an exponential rate. This means our universe might just be a single expanding bubble floating within an eternally boiling cosmic ocean that continually births new universes. Because these universes form independently, each expanding bubble possesses entirely random physical laws, different levels of gravity, and different chemical constants. This vast grid of realities solves our fine-tuning paradox for something called the anthropic principle. If infinite universes exist with randomly assigned rules, the vast majority of them will be dark, sterile, and completely dead. But sheer probability dictates that at least one will possess the perfect conditions to support life. we should not be surprised that our universe is calibrated to forge stardust into life. Conscious observers can only ever find themselves in the rare universe that is actually capable of creating them. The multiverse hypothesis follows a historical trajectory of discoveries that have repeatedly shrunk humanity's physical footprint in reality. This map shows the cosmos as we once imagined it. Centuries ago, human beings naturally assumed the visible world was the entirety of reality, with the Earth locked firmly at the absolute center of existence. Then, astronomy revealed that the Earth was just one planet among many. We built stronger lenses and realized our sun is only one star among billions. We eventually discovered the Milky Way itself is merely one galaxy among trillions. The multiverse represents a humbling conclusion to this journey. Our entire observable reality is merely a tiny fragment of a much larger, incomprehensible archipelago of universes. Confronting a reality of this scale raises deeply unsettling questions. If infinite versions of us are living out different paths across endless timelines, what does unique personal identity actually mean? The multiverse might explain the mechanics of fine-tuning, but it fails to answer the oldest philosophical mystery we have: why there is something rather than nothing at all. We are left with a breathtaking circularity. The early universe forged stars. The stars forged heavy elements. And over billions of years, those elements organized into brains capable of looking up at the night sky and investigating their own origin. The infinite scale of a multiverse is staggering, yet the presence of consciousness within it remains the most remarkable discovery. Within this vastness, ancient stardust has finally gained the ability to turn back and ask where it came from.